Testing, testing. Good morning. This is Scalping ICT here, and let's get started here. I'm gonna do some journaling today, and perhaps take some live trading as well. Let's see here. All right, I want to refine and sharpen my my rules, as well as journal along the way. All right, we're now looking at the monthly micro E-mini Nasdaq contract, September contract, and we've had quite a dip here coming down, creating these relatively equal lows down here. Let's mark that off. All right, we've created the low of April was 17,333, and the low so far of August was 17,346. 333, 346. So we got an extra 13 point difference here. This is slightly higher, which means that we did not grab the liquidity lying below here. So let's mark that off. We have, actually, let's get the magnet on there. And all right, and let's mark off the, well, and make that visible. Okay, so this is relatively equal low monthly. And let's make a note here. Let's note, what are we noticing here on the monthly is, this is MNQ monthly, and what we notice is, we notice that price, we made relatively equal lows, but we didn't raid the sell side liquidity. So there's possibility we come back. Don't know. I mean, I guess eventually we'll come back. We have a monthly BISI that's still wide open here. So let's mark those off as follows. We've got what do I use here? All right, let's just say this is a BISI low monthly. I don't think we need that to all right, definitely need on the seconds. We can put that on from, let's say, 15 minutes. And we have a monthly BISI high. Let's do it that way. All right, so we have that. What else do we notice? Don't know what else, but we are really, we are 3,500 plus points off of all-time highs. Oh, sorry, not right now, but that's down to the lows. So we came that low. Actually, let's go down to the weekly. Does this show on the weekly? Because I don't think I'm going to. right, so let's go to the weekly. Oh, wow. All right, on the weekly, what do we see on the weekly? So on the weekly, we see that, right, we came down through that monthly BISI, but we went back up next day, worked down through it that same day, a couple of days ago. What else do we have? We have a BISI. We have this marked off previously as a BISI weekly and a daily high. So I'll check off. I doubt that's valid anymore. Let's quickly check the daily. Not valid anymore. Let's take that off. So let's remove that. And BISI weekly low also no longer valid. And we had this. It was a daily volume imbalance, which we've already come through a couple of times, I believe. Once on the weekly, but I believe more often on the daily. Let's put it back and just check. Or certainly, yeah, we came through it. We worked through it, and then we came through it again. We might be heading back, but we've got other things to keep an eye on. So I'll take that off. Let's see. We have an intermediate term low over here, which I suppose we can say this was a bearish breaker, I think, right? We had a high and a low and a higher high and a lower low, which we came back up into that breaker, and then we sold off below. Inversion fair value gap over here. I'm just going to mark off things that seem most relevant for whatever's coming next. We have a bearish inversion from here to there, which overlaps the SIBI. This is probably going to disappear because of my automatic settings. So we've got to do it over here. All right, so this is a, oh, now it's going to just undo it. All right, whatever. We'll have to redo that again. Don't think we need it on those lower time frames. I'm not even sure if we need it on the hourly. I'd say let's put on the 4 hour. What is this, weekly? No, we don't need it on the 4 hour either. Okay, so this is a bearish inversion for value gap on the weekly time frame. And that overlaps with this SIBI here. So let's mark off the weekly SIBI from there. Visibility, monthly, weekly. And this is a SIBI weekly high and SIBI weekly low. Okay. Now, what else do we notice here? So we have this weekly dealing range. Right, we have a dealing range from there, let's just say till there. We came back down. We're currently inside the optimal trade entry, right? If this was a retracement and going long, then that's we're in that zone. I don't know that I'm going to write that out. What else are we noticing here that we would want to notice? Well, is this, if this is a weekly dealing range, then this is an order block at the bottom of the range. Of course, we can take this bigger range, but we can also just take this range, I think. I believe this would be qualify as a bullish order block. So we have, is it accurate to say, I think it's accurate, right? Is we bounced off of a bullish order block weekly, of a bullish weekly order block, right? And guess we can mark that off. Should probably mark that off. The high of the order block is here. Wow, look at that, actually. It's good to do this. All right, that's the top of the bullish order block, which all my default settings for most of these things do not. Where are we here? Let's change that to order block. An order block is a change in the state of delivery, right? That's what an order block is. And, right, because we were going down and then price came up and closed above the open of the order block. And now we wicked down through the order block, formed a relatively equal low down here, which came about 13 points shy of this low. What about this low? The low here is 370, and the low here is 340. Could that be? Something doesn't seem right. Low here is 346, and the low here is 370. There's such a difference between these two candles. I guess it is a 50-point difference. Wow, so you almost can't see it. 373 and 354. Wow, I guess that's what happens with huge candles. All right, so we did go below this candle, but not below that candle, and this was a big downer there. So there's definitely sell side below this line here. I would even I'm not ready. There's liquidity. Sell side liquidity. Say to not raid the significant sell side liquidity based on that whole drop there. All right, what else could we notice here? So we're coming back up and testing this inversion for value gap on the weekly. We do have a weekly volume imbalance over here. Let's mark off the weekly volume imbalance. I wonder if I have that already on a lower time frame, because I'll just might. We have a volume imbalance weekly. Visibility, don't need that on. Okay. What is this? New week opening gap. And that must be coming from, we don't need that on weekly. We'll reevaluate that on the daily. Okay, so today is Wednesday, and so far, the week started Monday, but so far we've had that real big drop on Monday, and then we're moving back up. I'm ready to go down to, the other thing we could look at is maybe this is a high and a low and a higher high. We didn't make a lower low, so would this, if we go higher, does that become a bullish breaker? I guess we'll have to have to see that when we get there, because that could be several more weeks. I'm not going to imagine what that could be yet. All right, so how does that look on the weekly? Not great. Okay, so let's see. Now we're looking at the daily with more detail here. We have this all-time high of, was it 20,985? And again, from the all-time high down to the recent low is 3,630 points. It's just wild. All right, over here we're seeing, I've marked off some of the recent CIVIs. Now we have that inversion fair value gap on the weekly. We have the new week opening gap that we saw just briefly on the weekly time frame. Didn't belong there. So we're now just we've come up through it this morning. We've just come up through the new week opening gap. And the question is, I think what's up over here? It's all the way up there, but I think there was something. There's a new day opening gap. I believe we have a regular trading hour gap. Let's make this visible on the daily. Go back to daily. So we have a regular trading hour gap on the daily there. It's getting a little crowded, a little busy. So we might be drawing up there. It's also overlapping with this daily CIVI. Okay. But I think we did largely come up into that new week opening gap. We'll leave it there and see how that develops. What else do we notice on the daily? Let's pull up my notes, my trading rules, which is something I'm working on. And let's see what we notice here. I'll scroll back up. Okay, so this is things to look for in the current trading session plan. So I did mark off on the lower time frames. We do have news coming up, I believe, at 10:30 Eastern today. Midnight opening price, we'll get to that. New day opening gap, we'll get to that. Dealing ranges. Yeah, so what else do we have here? We have this dealing range, which I had marked off on the weekly. I took it off. So let's take another look at that. And actually, we don't need to mark that one off. We did definitely came down almost all the way. Let's look at this dealing range and see what that teaches us. So we start off if we're going to look at first to get equilibrium, we want to get the high of and the low of the wicks. So equilibrium on this daily dealing range, we are just about at equilibrium. If you want to look for optimal trade entry, we'll get the ends of the candles. And let's just say that I'll just mark this off here as use that. And we'll say this is daily OTE, and that is 79%. And this is, whoops. Daily OTE, 62%. All right. So that's that, and equilibrium. Again, I'll just mark that off as well. Daily OTE 50%. Okay, let's take that off. Busy enough. Busy enough charts. Let's just move it over to the right. Okay. Wait, how is that? Do we have two of those? We've got two of those. All right. What else do we notice here? We have, in this dealing range, we're at the bottom of the dealing range. In this dealing range, which I'm going to focus on, because I'm mostly focused on very short-term trading, so even this might be a lot. But we do have a bearish order block over here. I believe that would qualify as a bearish order block, and it's above equilibrium. Wait, how do we? It's above equilibrium, which I marked off as 50% there. So we may end up with the kind of sensitive retracement back off of it as we saw on the weekly, right? When we saw that the weekly candle bounced off of this weekly or bullish order block. Going back to the daily. Let's keep an eye on that. Let's go down to the 4-hour. And where is... Still haven't put that much on here. Guess because I was going to mark this off and save frames, but like, you know, stills from my journals. All right, so here we have a 4-hour bearish order block. We had a 4-hour bearish order block over here, which we came just up to. We have one over here, which maybe we will come back up to. That overlaps with the bottom of that overlaps with, you know, or the bottom half of that is inside the consequent encroachment. I'm sorry, the OTE levels. Remember, we have this regular trading hours gap that we are coming up to. That would be, the bottom of that is 650, 18,650. And we have this inversion for value gap on the weekly, which the midpoint of that is 721. That's a little higher. And what are we noticing? We're noticing that over the last 4 hours so far, which 4-hour candle is almost, just finished, right? We just started, just hit 10 a.m. Eastern. Oh, I'm back on the daily. How did I end up back on the daily? Oh, because I went to get this, and then I forgot that I was on the daily. Okay, that makes more sense. I was getting confused. Things looked a little too similar. Okay, so we're saying that so on the 4-hour, you know, I guess this would probably be the bearish order block, not this whole leg. And I'm not really sure how to think about that. On the 4-hour, we have a lot, like we came down, we had a lot of sideways chop here, so we're probably going higher. We came down, put in this swing low over here. Came down low here, but we just now, we just in the 6 a.m. candle, which just closed, we put in a change in the state of delivery and perhaps, I guess, a market structure shift as well, because we closed above the open of this bearish candle as well as the wick. So we could put on a market structure shift notation. Let's see if this is about to vanish based on my settings. Oh, no, it didn't. Nice. Okay, we don't need that higher than the 4 hour though. And let's see, that is a bullish market structure shift. And when we have an actual market structure shift as opposed to where I just noting a potential one, so I make that a thicker line. So that bullish market structure shift over there. And we now have, we don't really have any BISIs over here until right now. So it'd be interesting to see how this current just brand new 4 hour candle closes. Are we going to keep this open and keep going up? Also, we now have relatively equal highs over here. All right, the high on this one is 558 and a half, and the high on that one is 556 and 3/4. So just shy of that. So we did not take out the high there. Let's mark this off as we have relatively equal high, 4 hour. And now we have this BISI here. So, and we have the 4 hour swing low over here. Swing low, 4 hour. What else do we notice here? We got a low and a high and a higher low. Does that make this a bullish mitigation block? Perhaps. We've come into it and moved up. Let's go down to the 1 hour. All right. We also have these relatively equal lows over here. If anyone is there, feel free to say hello. Oh, shoot. I've been showing you my instructions the whole time. Forgot about that. Sorry, looking, it's on the other screen. Or just logging into chat through this OBS software. see here. All right. Okay, that's taken care of. Okay, so let's keep going here. So we're in the middle of top-down analysis and journaling what we notice on the charts, and we're down to the 1 hour. Start at the monthly, you're down to the 1 hour, and there are relatively equal lows over here. Our low here is 378.5, and that's 384.25. So it didn't quite come as low. Didn't sweep that liquidity there. Start there and just mark off as relatively equal low 1 hour. Just looking over my trading rules document where I've been marking off definitely old highs and lows. Rejection blocks I have not marked off because I'm not really sure I know what I'm looking for. Order blocks, I think I kind of have an idea of what I'm looking for. We marked off a couple. For value gaps and inversions, I've been marking off for the most part. Liquidity void, I saw one. We marked that off. We have these lines are the daily OTE levels. So we've got the 50% is up there. And then breaker and mitigation blocks. So again, I think we had this would also qualify as a mitigation block over here, I think. Though it's a low and a high, higher low, higher high. Does this count as a breaker? Whatever it is, it's something. It's a level that might provide support. It overlaps with, might qualify as an order block because it's really could be the beginning of a dealing range. It certainly is currently, right? I mean, because we swept liquidity on the side here. All right, let's go lower. Let's go to 15 minute. Keep forgetting to switch back because. All right, but I remembered more quickly this time. All right, on the 15 minute, looking like we might be coming back right up for these relatively equal highs here, which makes me want to jump in and buy. Well, maybe that was a little bit too quick. All right, added a contract. Whoa, we're going the other direction. I have Trade of 8 open on the other screen. So we have 32. Okay, this is a little choppier, not as smooth a move as I was hoping for. Maybe that's coming now. All right, I took that off for a loss of, I guess, a total of $60. Let's pull up my trading rules. Okay, let's see here. So I really jumped into that too quickly, not wanting to miss out on what seemed like an opportunity. And that, of course, is a way that I often lose. So I'm just going to journal that a bit. I jumped into that trade too quickly. Okay, that wasn't good. But we will learn from that. So we'll go back to let's go to the 1 minute here. Just jotting down in my journal doc here. Never, ever enter after a quick look at the charts. Never, ever enter if the entry is rooted in any kind of fear of missing out. There are always more trade opportunities. Okay. Let's see if we're going to get, we've got the bearish fair value gaps above us. Probably be best to wait for a retracement. But this is a, yeah. All right, so that gave us back $34 after being down. Let's see, I was down $60. Now we're down less than that. Okay, let's take it slow. Let's go back to the top-down analysis. We were just starting, actually, the 15-minute chart. Let's come over here. Okay, so on the 15-minute chart, what do we notice? Well, we ran through this, what was it? This was a new day opening and a new week opening gap, I think. Yeah, so we ran up through this new week opening gap. We took out yesterday's high, right? This was yesterday's high as a market structure shift. Market opened, this was, I guess this was, that's Asia high. I guess this is London high, really. Let's just say that's London high. It's half an hour after we'd usually call it London high. Usually it's 5:30 a.m. Eastern. I think London usually be till 2 a.m. to 5 a.m. But we took out London high. This is pre-market. Took out that high, and we rebalanced all this. And now we're coming lower here. So let's take another look at the trading rules. What am I looking? Oh, that's the journal. Rules. Okay. What are the things I'm looking to notice? I'm trying to organize this all a little bit better. Okay, news. We have news at 10:30, but I have that on the 5-minute chart. I don't show that on the. It's mapped off on the 5-minute chart and below, right? So we've got news coming out shortly. Whoops. Okay. Midnight opening price, I did not map out yet. Let's get the midnight opening price on the chart here. So midnight opening price on this candle. The opening price is 386 and a quarter. This is midnight opening price. All right, so midnight opening price is below us. What might the daily candle look like? So midnight opening price is below us. I don't know if we're going to go back down to it, but we already came below it, and now we're above it. So the daily candle, or the 6 p.m. was reopen, was down over here. But on the power of 3, right? So we came down below midnight and then we pushed up. So if we're going bullish, we found support on midnight opening price earlier in the day. So it could be that we just came back down into this BISI, 15-minute BISI, and we're moving back up, possibly. Okay, let's see, what else do we have? We're looking for the new day opening gap. That would be, let's just say on 1 minute, is there a new day opening gap at 6 p.m. yesterday? Tuesday, 6 p.m. Well, there's a little one over there, and we've, not relevant. It's already been filled in probably multiple times over. Dealing ranges, come to that in a minute. OT levels, come to that in a minute. The other thing I wanted to check quickly was the regular trading hours gap. All right, let's go look at the regular trading hours gap. All right, wow, okay. So we have a really big regular trading hours gap here, and I wonder if we're going to, so the close yesterday was there, and the open today was there, giving us a really big regular trading hours gap. And that is Wednesday. Now, I don't know if we're going to come down into this, but keep an eye on that. No, we don't need it on seconds. Just keep on the minutes. Let's go back to electronic trading hours. All right, apologies for the busyness here. This is the new week opening gap. I'm going to now make this, don't need that, let's make it from 15 minutes. Sorry, let's make it from 16 minutes, and I guess that would be hourly functionally. So oh, actually, wait a second. Yeah, because we did the new week opening gap, we went through it. We might come back through it, just trying to reduce busyness on the chart at the same time. Could be worth seeing. My question is, are we going to see a curling back up to these relatively equal highs, right? That's the kind of trade that I'm looking for. So let's just go back to my trading rules. All right, short setup, the reverse would be for long setup. Prices move 50 points or more from original consolidation to smart money reversal at a key level. Now that could be within this 15 minute candle. Right, so we see here that price moved within this 15-minute candle way more than 50 points. And the reason for 50 points is because I want to make sure there's enough room for us to just take a trade towards equilibrium or towards the draw on liquidity, a 20 to 30 point trade. So, right, if this was original consolidation and we came down and now we swept liquidity down here, I want to see signs that we're curling up to go beyond this SIBI over here. But we are really just a few minutes from news, so I won't enter again. I've got three screens here, and the OBS system is off on my left side. Okay, so the question is, are we forming a low time frame market maker buy model coming back up to there, coming back up to these relatively equal highs inside this 15-minute candle? Let's go back. All right, so what else we'd want to see? Price, we'd want to see, going back to the rules, we want to see the prices move 50 points more from original consolidation to smart money reversal at a key level. So is that smart money reversal at any kind of key level? Let's look here. Well, we came into this bullish order block. I think that would qualify as a bullish order block. So probably that would qualify as a key level. So the smart money reversal came in at that key level there. What else do we want to see on the rules here? Trade in the direction of order flow on at least 1 minute or higher, 5 minutes or higher for trading a continuation. All right, well, for now it looks like we're coming back and forming a bearish order block, a bearish a market maker sell model. Looks very likely that we're coming down to the 410 level. Let's look at that a little more closely. That might be more likely. Whichever it is, it's not clear, and we have news coming out in 2.5 minutes. And what's the news that we are expecting here? We are expecting there we go. I was going to put in my take profit at 810, but I hadn't. All right, took it $18. So we're now down just under $10 for the day. So here we are, down about $10 in this account. So we put in these relatively equal lows down here. So if I had entered where I was thinking of it, it would have been a nice 30-point trade, which is what I'm looking for. I just got distracted looking at something else. All right, there's news taking off the line so we can see clearly. I don't know. Let's see. Let's go back to the all right, that's crude oil. I don't usually see much of a move at crude oil, but I entered short there. Wow. Down to midnight opening price again. Close to it. All right. Now down $72. That was another rushed poor entry. Okay, let's go back. I need to see same mistake. I need to see a SIBI down on the 15-second. So, so we have, let's see, on the 15-minute, I think we still have bullish price delivery here, order flow. On the 5-minute, we have a small market structure shift here. And quite a lot of chop. So this isn't really clean price action here, which we haven't had a lot of the last few days. That is, we haven't had a lot of clean price action. So again, on the higher time frames, the market structure shift, that was what? Was that the 1 hour? Was it the 4 hour as well? Yeah, so on the 4 hour, we're bullish. 4 hour, we're bullish. But on the 5-minute, we're a little bit bearish. We came up into the OTE range on this dealing range here. It's over here in the minute. If we're looking at the entire range here, it's up to the midpoint equilibrium of the dealing range. And we have a BISI here that's so far holding, and 2 on the 15-second that's holding. If we were to go lower, what would the target be, right? If we are on a higher time frame market maker sell model, then of course we might be ending all the way down here, but our immediate target would be these relatively equal lows here at 406. Let's put that in. The low there is relatively equal low, and that's 5-minute. So on the 5-minute though, we have what else do we have? Do we have an inversion? We do have an inversion. Actually, let's okay, I want to see us come back up and then curl down again on the 15-second, and then I'll enter short. Okay, let's hope that qualified. A little bit. Too quick of an entry. There we go. So this is $40 points. This is about 21 points. We move it up to 20 points. Not liking how we're bouncing back up repeatedly from here. These huge ranges are challenging. They're great when they work in your favor, and they're very difficult when they don't. That was at least $20 in the bag, so I guess that was 10 points. And let's hope that we feel a little more confident in the trade than at first, because we had that we went against and then came back. All right, this is too choppy to take on any kind of size, and this is a small account, so I need to be really careful. And I'm down for the day, so I need to be. So far, I'm down $54. Let's see if we get this. If we hesitate one more time, taking off manually. Well, hoping to get it below the line. All right, I took one off there. Let's see if we get the final one all the way down. All right, this is too choppy here, and I'm basically going to end up break even if we don't on that trade, if we don't come back down quickly. Maybe even at a small loss. Made $30 on the trade so far, but right now that we're down 40 something. All right, got out at, I guess, about break even for the trade. The account is down $77. So that last contract was a loss of 33. Before that, we had a profit of 20 and 11.50. So slight loss, but I was not happy with the price action there. All right, down $77.32 on the day. Let's take a step back and kind of see if we can figure out where we're going. All right, looks like we're still bullish. Possibly. Okay. All right, so we haven't had a real change in state of delivery because these two candles are like one long one. So at least not on the 15-minute. On the 5-minute, perhaps we have, but we're still finding support over there. Let's see how we deal with this SIBI here. If we go through this SIBI, then we're probably going to complete the market maker buy model and come back up over here, and maybe we can catch that and get back into green on the day. 1506. Let's see if we have a retracement down here, then I would go long. We might run the whole way without me, and that's what I need to learn, is to let it go. Still have a good 35 points to these relatively equal highs. Let's see here. All right. 15-minute. I still think we have bullish price delivery, but we do have this chop here, so we have to look for clarity either on lower time frames or just wait till we get out of this chop. Like if we come all the way down till here and then curl back up, then I would give it a shot. So again, price has moved at least 50 points from original consolidation, and it did, 129 points. All right, I went in long. That would be about 15 points, I think. Was that 15 points? A little bit less. Yeah, 16. And that would be about 30 points. And I think we're going to get it. This is the kind of trade that I look for, where we have, well, obviously I have to play it right, execute it properly still, but it's that last run for buy side or sell side liquidity at the end of a market maker model. All right, took it off with a $12.50 win, so we're now down $65 on the day. But I think we're going to make another try at that, and I'm ready. Just don't want it to go into the red on that trade. Well, we still would not have been in the red. That trade entered at 526 3/4, which we're still above. But let's see what happens here. Ideally, we would come lower before curling back up with a BISI on the 15-second time frame. Now it would have been a loss, small loss, but I'm already down. I was down 70 something dollars. Now I'm down 65.86. So it's like $66. So that's, I'd want to see that we curl back up with a BISI on the 15-second. We inverted over there and got in. Not thrilled with that entry yet. All right. And we're now down $100 on the day. I made that mistake I made before, which is going in the other direction. Trying to catch a retracement against the direction of what I think we're really going. And I need to get rid of that habit. I'll journal that in a moment. How in the world did I lose $30 on that last trade? Or was it 2 trades ago and I forgot to look? I guess that's the 2 trades ago that I... Showing nested support here. And while I'm tempted to add a contract, I'm not going to. First goal is to get back to green on the day. All right. This is not good, not looking good. Down 155 on the day. All right, I don't know why I keep thinking that I should do that type of thing. All right, now down 147, and let's see. I'm not going to trade anymore for, let's say, another hour or so, because um, we're really just chopping around, and I'm getting chewed up. So that's another thing I need to learn, is to stop trading. I'm down $147 on the day, which is not great. Um, let's see if we can get 20 points there, I think. What is that? No, a little bit less, about 15. You have a high and a low, a higher high and a lower low. Does that make this a, now that's a very low time frame, but we're in this range. So it's very possible we're going to go down here. Like this area here would be a bearish breaker. And we've come up into the bearish breaker. We have a bearish order block over here. You know, not for a whole long move, but maybe a small move. See if we're going to curl back down after coming up into the breaker. It's really way too big of a stop loss, but that's just in case. Got my finger on the button. Added a micro with what is that? I guess it's like a 7-point take profit. Just flush. Let's go flush. Again, I added a contract when I shouldn't have. I've crossed the line to degenerate trading, haven't I? It's going back to my original. All right. All right. Well, we went from down 275 to only down 154. So I'm gonna take a break because I need to get back into the right state.